Hey, Cross Park. My shaky camera work here indicates to you that I am driving. This is maybe not my best idea and probably the only time I'll record a video like this, but I am on my way back to Charlotte from my day with the Lord. Once a month, I try to take a day where I leave town, I come up to the high country, Boone, Blowing Rock, and I do several things. I hike. I often listen to sermons while I hike. Sometimes I pray. Sometimes I'm quiet. I often read. Sometimes I do some planning. Sometimes I do some sermon work. Sometimes I even do some work that I might normally do at the office or at Panera. Sometimes I'll write. Sometimes I'll compose a poem. I do any number of things on this day. But I do it because I need to get away. Because you and I both know that the kind of life we live, where we're always on, we're always available, we spend even a lot of our work day texting and doing emails about work in a way that even distracts us from some of the work we need to do, that we're so distracted naturally. We're so distracted by the kind of world we live in that it's very hard sometimes to give priority to the things that matter the most. And so for me, that means I need the external discipline of getting away in order to focus in a new way. You know, it's a little bit like you don't have to close your eyes to pray. Of course not. And yet, there's wisdom sometimes in closing your eyes so that you're not distracted by whatever else is happening around you. I think all of us, whether you're a pastor or not, whether you have the kind of schedule flexibility that you want or not, all of us need to think about what are we giving our time to? And if the kind of life we live keeps us always on the go and always distracted, so much on the go that I'm recording a video while driving. This might be the best part of the video, making my own point by disregarding what I'm saying. That all of us actually need to figure out, are we giving our time where it matters the most? I talked last week in the video about the spirit of generosity and a generosity of spirit. And I said that this can be about money, of course, but it can be about lots of other things. Am I able to really freely, fully, cheerfully give my time to the things that matter the most? And I think for most of us, most of the time, the answer is that is at least a big struggle, if it doesn't even feel like an almost impossibility. And so, for me, with my job description, my schedule, I have found that this one day a month away is an additional discipline that helps me focus on what matters the most. It's not a replacement for all the other stuff that I do, but it helps me. It helps get me out of town. It helps get my head out of its normal space and into a different place where I can give some additional focus to the things that matter the most. So that's my question for you today. How are you giving yourself and your time and your focus and your attention to the things that matter the most? And when you ask that question and when you answer it with a frustrated, well, I'm not, I wish I could, then the question remains, how will you? What can you do? You don't have utter control over everything in your life, but what can you do, even this week, to give new focus to the places that need it most? Your relationship with the Lord, your relationship with other people, important things that are currently in front of you. And can you do it with that spirit of generosity that you want to give yourself to what really matters? So in light of that, I wanted to give you a quick update. Thank you for your generous giving. We said we have to be generous in all sorts of ways, but finances is one of them, because the cattle on 1,000 hills belong to God. God has, and all things belong to Him. He has all the resources. They're not really ours. Any money we have is not ours anyways. And so you gave generously, freely, cheerfully to the Haiti offering. We had, as of Monday, $6,900 given. So our brothers and sisters with El Shaddai Ministries in Haiti will use that to great effect. So thank you. We also spoke last week about the Spring Fling, and it's an example of the kind of way, an event where you could invite people and spend time with friends or neighbors or whoever in a generous way. If you've looked at the weather, you may know that it's not looking fantastic right now for Sunday, but we all know the weather is very fickle and changeable. We will let you know Saturday afternoon if we're going to have to change things. If we can't, if it seems like a bad idea to have the Spring Fling this Sunday because of the weather, then we will kick it to next month, and we'll let you know as soon as we can exactly when it's going to be rescheduled. But either way, thank you for those of you who have signed up. You can look to sign up, and if we end up having to move it, you can sign up for when we do it in May. But it's a great opportunity for us to partner with the Y, to encourage each other, but also to bring friends, neighbors, coworkers who might enjoy that time. Again, it's a way of being generous with our spirits and with our intentions with our relationships. So, just a few thoughts today. How can you give yourself? How can you generously, cheerfully, freely give yourself to the things that matter the most, the things that you really want to give yourself to? Lord, help us. We need grace, and we need wisdom, and we need help to know how to do that. And I trust that for you and for me, we will find that help as we ask for it, and that Jesus will be honored and he'll give us just what we need. Well, I hope this was helpful. My quirky driving video. I probably shouldn't do this again. You don't have to let me know that this was a bad idea. I'm well aware of that myself. But hopefully it was a little different, a little fun. A couple things for you to think about. 9:30 Sunday school, 10:30 church, rain or shine, of course. And we'll see you this Sunday at Cross Park. Thanks, y'all.